Welcome to Aging in Place with Crossroads, and I'm your host, G the Realtor. And I have a special guest today. I have Miss Coleen from Guardian Angel Hospice, and she's going to teach us and talk to us today about hospice. Ooh. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Gregory?
Doing good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I wanted to have you on the show because it's really about the seniors, and we need to educate the new generation as well as the seniors that are aging in place about a lot of different things in our community. So could you explain to us a little bit more about hospice and what it really means?
Absolutely. Hospice is a concept that's been around for a very long time. There are a lot of negative connotations attached to people's conception of hospice right now, mainly because as a society we are afraid to talk about death. We worship youth, and death is something that we want to just kind of shove under the rug and really not deal with it until we have to. Hospice is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is something that everyone deserves to have at the end of their life. It is a gift that you can give your loved one, yourself, to help you have a choice in the way that you end your life. It can be a beautiful and peaceful journey with the help of hospice.
Now, hospice is scary in the community, so it's like for the stubborn seniors and elders or people who's going through a life-changing experience. Can't you graduate from hospice? It doesn't mean a death sentence.
Absolutely. People have the misconception about hospice that once you ask for hospice services, that's it. Your life is over. But honestly, we have people who are on hospice for a very long time. I have had patients on hospice for years. As long as you meet the Medicare guidelines for hospice, you can remain on hospice services. Sometimes people get a little bit better once they're on hospice services and they can graduate. And the main reason that happens is because they receive such excellent care. Their medications are managed, their symptoms are managed, and they have an entire team of people, including a nurse, an aide, a chaplain, and a social worker, who come alongside of them and their families to support them and help them to have a better quality of life. And often people do graduate. And along with that, as people are on hospice services, it does not mean that you stop living your life. You can still go to church. You can still go shopping. You can still go play golf or attend family functions such as weddings or go on a vacation. All of these things are still possible with the support of hospice.
Now, how do a person know when to decide they need hospice?
Well, many people believe that you don't call hospice until you know that you're coming to the very end of your life. And that's where I meet many families who are perhaps have gone to the hospital and through the emergency room and have been admitted, and they're going to go home, but they know their loved one doesn't have very long and they want hospice. I would like to say, please explore the hospice options long before that. When you've come to the point in your health journey where you have decided that you would like to stop going to the emergency room, where you've done all the treatments and you've tried all of the medications and you were just, none of that is helping you any longer, so you've decided that you're going to pursue a quality of life, that is when you need to let us have a conversation about hospice, because you can be on hospice for a very long time. And most people, I think the average length of stay for a hospice patient is only 7 days. And hospice is one of the largest benefits that Medicare has and the least utilized. Most people don't understand that hospice is 100% covered by Medicare.
So is it possible also people can pay for hospice, private pay also?
It's possible.
But most don't.
Most of the time, most of our patients have Medicare. If you do not have Medicare, maybe you are not Medicare eligible yet. We do accept Medicaid as well. or sometimes a combination of. Private insurance also can help with hospice. And we also have a plan in place where we can do a sliding scale according to income to help people that don't have any of those other options. I honestly can't think of any time where we've turned a patient away for financial reasons. We have helped people who are homeless. We have a foundation that can step up and provide some things for patients that don't have income sources as well.
So through the generation, this stigma or this name hospice has just scared people to now they don't know or don't want to reach out because of it. So now I've heard in the medical world they have changed the name to comfort care.
Comfort care, that sounds a lot more reassuring. Comfort care. The word hospice, if you think about it, it's associated with the same words that we get hospitality from. Hospital, it's a word that the connotations are care, comfort, and hope. And I do understand the negative connotations that are associated with the word. I do. I talk to people every day and try to dispel those myths, those negative myths. A lot of older people believe that hospice is something where we just come in and we give you morphine and then that's it, you're done. And that's such a terrible misconception. We do not do that. Hospice, yes, we do have medications controlling symptoms such as pain, anxiety, nausea, sleeplessness, things like that. That's our top priority. We want our patients to be comfortable, but you have a choice. Hospice, in your hospice journey, you are at the steering wheel. You get to have a say in your care and what medications you take. If you're experiencing a lot of pain and discomfort, there's a comfort pack that is available, but that's only if you want it and if you need it. You do not have to have that. And often, I think the misconception about morphine being the thing that ends everything is because so many people wait so long to call us and their loved one is already actively passing, and we come in and they need their pain managed, and we do give them some morphine if it's needed, but then they don't last very long because they've already gone so far on their journey.
I see what you're saying. So, the new generation, how can we educate the new generation when it comes to taking care of their grandmother, their grandfather, or even their mother, and understanding how comfort care or hospice works, where they can make the right decision for their loved one before they get to that stage of kind of actively passing?
I would say to approach the topic of hospice with your loved one just as you would approach any other type of end-of-life planning. We don't seem to have a problem when we're discussing funeral arrangements. What would I like on my headstone? Who is going to get grandmother's china? I need to make out the will. People don't seem to have a problem with discussing all of those issues, but when it comes to hospice, it's kind of hush-hush. And many family members end up at the end feeling guilty because they don't know what their loved one would have wanted when it comes to hospice. So I say, start talking about it before you need it. That's one of the things that we at Guardian Angel Hospice promote. Know us before you need us. Know what your options are. Explore them. If you have been diagnosed with some sort of a terminal illness such as cancer or a heart condition, or maybe there's strokes involved, Parkinson's, late-stage Alzheimer's, maybe a combination of those things, that's the time when you should start looking at that, looking at your options for the future, so that when the time comes, your daughter, your son, your spouse, they're not left wondering, what should I do? What would mom would have wanted me to do? What would my spouse have wanted me to do at this time? You've already had the conversation and you can move confidently forward with that.
And I've learned so much just talking to you today, and I knew I grew up with that stigma, scared. Anytime I heard it in the community and somebody would call and say a loved one was entering into hospice, I'd be like, oh Lord, it's time to plan the funeral arrangement. So people do naturally shy away from it because you don't want to feel that feeling of I'm about to die. But it's very important that we talk about it.
It is very important, and I think that having that conversation is so important, and having the support of the hospice team to come in. You know, the hospice team isn't just to support the patient, it's to support the family members as well. It's to help take some of the burden from you as the spouse, as the child, to be able to be in that role and take away some of the burden of just being a caregiver. And you know, hospice, we're not there 24/7. That's one of the misconceptions that a lot of people have. They think we're just going to come in and stay there for a very long time. But we just pay visits. They're planned visits. We communicate with the family about when would be a good time for the nurse to visit, when would be a good time for the aide. There's also a chaplain and a social worker involved, as well as some extra things such as a music coordinator who can come in and play the guitar and sing, or a volunteer who can provide some companionship. But with all of those people paying visits throughout the week, it can just relieve a lot of the burden from the family and provide some comfort for them as they move along the hospice journey.
I like that. I like that. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Oh, you're so welcome. I want to thank you. I just want to say really quickly that Guardian Angel Hospice has been serving the central Indiana community for almost 23 years. I really believe that we are the oldest company in this service area. We have 4 offices. We serve 30 counties. I'm from the Carmel office, and you do have access to our teams and our services 24/7, nights, weekends, and holidays, which is a beautiful thing. It doesn't mean that we're there 24/7, but you do have access to us, which is a great comfort when you have a loved one who is experiencing symptoms, perhaps in the middle of the night, and you need some support. And you can call our 800 number. It's 1-800-338-4037, and you will always have access to our triage team. We are a privately owned company, and we were founded by 5 women all those 23 years ago, and we have remained privately held for all of these years. And what that means is that we are part of our communities, and our staff and the teams that go out to meet with our patients are right here. And those are the people that you're going to talk to when you call that 800 number, which is, I think, a huge benefit because we're really close with our communities.
I like that. And I'm definitely going to be partnered with you. You make me feel like family, helping people, and especially seniors, people with disabilities or going through just a hurtful transition in their life is real dear to my heart. So I definitely would love to partner with you guys. And thank you guys for tuning in. As next week, I'll have someone else coming in to talk about how can we continue to honor our seniors, our community, and the ones that feel like they have been left out. I'm G, the Realtor. This is Crossroads. Until we see you again.
Thank
Bye.
you.